Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Aries. So Aries, as usual, I'm doing your reading with my own deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. And before I begin with your reading, you must have noticed that my voice is not 100% because I have a sore throat, so I apologize in advance. I'm going to do my best to express with the full potential that I have right now in my throat. But I really wanted to record this reading for you because the message is here, the message is clear, and I feel like there is like a sense of urgency in your part, Aries, like you're ready for something to be done, really. Because okay, so let's already jump into the cards and the messages because I don't want to intensify my throat so much and overwork it. So, because I still have this reading and then the extended to do. So, the Five of Cups starts your reading, Aries. This is the card that was showing me you looking at a list, almost like a supermarket list, right? With all of the items that you still have to buy. And this one was the one that you just put into your basket. So it's like, so this is done, right? It's like taking out an item of your list, or it's like, it feels like accomplishing something, especially being the Five of Cups, right? It's like it feels like you are at peace with being done with something, but I don't feel like that is extremely emotional to the point that you lose yourself in it, or you are thinking too much about it or trying to feel into it. Is more like, okay, now that is done, now that is accomplished, what is next, right? It's like you're not staying too much in this task, right? It's like it seems like it's a task, or it's like some sort of isn't it an obligation? I'm just trying to feel into it. It doesn't feel like an obligation. Maybe you set out this thing to do, or this task to accomplish, and like going for grocery shopping. So it's like there is a list, there are items that you have set out to get, to be done with, or situations to resolve, because I feel like this is just one of them, right? One of this list. Because here we have the Seven of Swords, and this card came as the first card yesterday for Pisces, and it was showing me this series of 7 very intense waves, right? Out in the ocean, at the beach. When you are at the beach, I don't know if you know this, but there's always a series of 7 big waves and then 7 smaller waves. So anyways, this was for Pisces. Today, Aries, for you, I feel like this is talking about this list, right? There are certain items or certain things that you must do, that you have set out to do. It's like you are setting this commitment to yourself, right? It's like this is an obligation that you have perhaps committed to yourself, right? And then when the first item is done, it's more like you're not stuck in how you feel about it. It's like you're ready for what's next, right? It's like that there are a lot of things to be done, or a lot of things to be accomplished, and you cannot stay stuck in maybe the deception, or maybe the reaction, or your reaction, or anybody else's reaction toward this first task that is complete, that is done, right? It's like that there are other uncomfortable things, meaning that it's not just going into the supermarket to get one item and then you're done with that task that is not so nice, right? It's like it's maybe demanding, or it's not that pleasant, right? You don't do that for fun. Maybe there are people who do that for fun, but I don't see you doing this for fun. It's almost like you know that this is something that you have to do, right? So it's not like you are running away from it. It's like you are facing it. And you know that the other things are also going to be a little bit uncomfortable, right? But here coming next, very, very powerfully as the King of Pentacles, you know, Aries, that you have the means, you have the resources, you have the time, you have the space, you have the power to do this, right? No matter how uncomfortable this is. It's like, you know that if you set this, whatever task it is that you set out to do, it's like, and no matter how extensive it is, or no matter how unpleasant it is, right? It's like, you know that you are going to do this, you're going to complete it, you are going to go to the end with it, right? It's like, no matter how these two cards together, the Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords, are not giving me the best feeling, okay? But you are so courageous and so like steady and sure that this is something, it's an obligation, right? It feels like an obligation, and there is no way of going around it. It's like you have to go through it item by item, task by task, situation by situation. So you are doing it no matter how uncomfortable it feels, before, during, or after, right? So, and I feel like there is a little bit of a, like, let's get done with this already, right? As soon as possible. So the reason why I'm saying that is because of this card, the Chariot, coming next. So there is something about you, Aries, that you are completely certain about. Whether it is your sense of responsibility toward this list, toward this task, toward this accomplishment, it's like, you know that maybe it's like, because you are embodying the king, right? It's like, maybe you cannot delegate this to anybody else. It's like, this is something that only you can do, right? This is not something that you can ask for help, or that you can ask somebody else to do it for you. This is on your hands. This is something that you have to do it yourself. And you're not bailing out. You are going for it. But the thing about the way that you're going for it is like, I just want to be done with this. I just want this to be over as quickly as possible, right? It's like, you are, stepping into your car and, speeding to the supermarket and, going around every aisle and, getting all of the items that you need as quickly as possible so that you can get back. But I have to say, with this card coming next, the World card, I feel like once you do step into your car, no matter what task you want to get over with as fast as possible, I feel like it is, yes, a bigger completion that you think. It's not just like, a list of items at the supermarket, right? That you just risk them out and then go back to your home and then, unload your car and, load up the fridge. Is like, there, this, the moment that you leave your steady home, your steady place, the place where you reside powerfully, right? Where you know your territory, you know your domain, right? Once you leave it, it's like you are going out into the open world, right? It's like you are going out for a bigger task than what you are seeing, right? The moment that you set out on this journey to, go get some groceries, right? It's like minor arcana versus major arcana. It's like you are, it's like you are setting out thinking that you're aiming for this mundane thing, right? That, yes, it's not that pleasant, but it's okay. It's part of day-to-day life. So you're just going for it so that it's done sooner rather than later. But the moment that you go out, the moment that you step out of your domain, of your home, yes, you do have the means. Yes, you do have the power, and you know it, and you know that you own it. It's like there's a lot of ownership here, but also there's a lot of responsibility. Like you put a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. And I feel like that is what you're, it's like that is what you are. Okay, so I'm hearing being tested, right? So usually the world card talks about a major completion, right? The major completion of a cycle, of maybe an extensive cycle, right? Remember when I was talking about there is an extensive list, right? But you're not bailing out because of the amount of things that you have to do, right? But I feel like this part of the journey, like it's more like it's like there is a cycle that is not so mundane, right? Although yes, it's happening in your world, but it's also like taking you places beyond your known world, right? And this is what I feel like it's not included in your list of things to do, right? It's like this is the part of the journey that I feel like you're not expecting, or you're not, it's not included. It's simply not included, right? You're just setting out to do something that is really practical. But it feels like, it feels like you are, well, you are becoming more conscious about the real power that you hold that goes beyond just your territory, right? It's like it's not just your personal world. It's like the farther you go beyond, the limits of your domain, right? It's like once you leave your home, right, you are out in the open. It's like you are in contact with a bigger world, not just your intimate world. But it's like there is also power to be exercised out there, right? It's like the responsibility is not just to get things and fill up your house with goods or with food, right? It's not just that. It's like exercising your power out of your home, right? It's like taking this sense of responsibility into the open. And I don't really know exactly if you really, really see that. This magician is talking about unknown things, unknown surprises, things that are unexpected. And as I said, this part of your journey, right, once you set out to do something that you establish for yourself, right? So today is groceries day. Today I'm going to clean my car. Whatever it is in your day-to-day, Aries, there is bigger things going on. It's almost like there is this magic dust, right, that is being sprinkled around your world. But it's like you have to go beyond your small world into the open, into the bigger world. That is the reason why, maybe that is the reason why you want to go fast, right? Because you are going way beyond your limits, or maybe you are going out further than you usually go. Maybe this is a place that you don't go very often. So, but that's the thing. It's like you have to exercise your power there too, right? Because I feel like there is something that you don't know yet that is about to be revealed, right? Usually I see the magician as keeping something hidden inside this hat where you can only see few glimpses of it, Aries. And I feel like this is because you are expecting to do something very small, right? But what you are really about to step into is something that is really big, that is like this major completion, is not just risking out something out of your grocery shopping list, right? That is not that pleasant. And I feel like that is where this surprise comes along. because it's related to your power of manifestation. We have the Three of Wands here. So remember, you are extremely powerful and resourceful, right? You are the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles has the money, has the time, has the space, has the means, has, the contacts, has the knowledge, has the wisdom. This is you. This is the energy that you are embodying. That's the reason why you're not bailing out, because you know that you can get done with this. It's like you know that this is something that you're able to conquer, but in a very masterful way, I want to say. The reason why I'm emphasizing that this part of the journey that is way bigger than just, risking all of the items of your grocery shopping list is because your power of decision, your power of manifestation, the responsibility that you give to every single task that you do, right? That you set out to do. It's like it is showing you what you are able to manifest, which is expanding from the smaller world, right? Maybe you know already that you are resourceful, that you are masterful inside the limits of your own territory, right? Which is, your own home, your own workplace, maybe your own neighborhood. But this is the moment where you're being asked, or maybe you are being pushed into a situation that you have to go further. Maybe you have to go to another neighborhood, to, go to a bigger supermarket. This is just an example, okay, Aries? It will apply to you however it fits best in your situation. But with the Magician and the Three of Wands, it's like this Three of Wands is about manifestation, is about having what you desire come to you, right? And the Magician is all about manifesting, but it's still occult, is still hidden, it's still outside of your view, because maybe you're still not aware that this is a major cycle that is expanding way beyond your mundane tasks or your mundane obligations or your mundane responsibilities, right? This is talking about essentially, if you know that you can manifest things in a smaller scale, it's like know that this can also happen in a bigger scale, right? And whatever you're doing as a regular day-to-day task, right? It's like, okay, so now it's the day for grocery shopping, as I said. It's like you know that it's not going to be as simple or as common, right? It's like, know that this is the undercurrent, know that this is talking about how you can increase your power. It's like expand the limits through which like you can exercise your power of manifestation, Aries. So I'm going to pull more cards for you, Aries, as well as the astrological runes in the extended reading. I hope this was insightful to you, and if you want to join me in the extended, the link is down below and I'll be happy to have you there. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.